back to my channel. This is my beautiful friend Katie. She let me do her makeup today. I just got, I know I'm like 100 years late, but I just got the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and we just kind of wanted to do a really pretty like peach spring look for summer. I'm also sick, so I sound like a sexy man, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so it was a really peachy kind of corally eye, and then a really peach coral lip, because it's just really pretty and so cute. So if you want to learn how to get this look. Okay, so we're just going to start with some Vicks Plus from MAC all over her face. And then we're going to use the Embroylisse Moisturizer. We're just going to rub that in really nice and softly in upward motions. And then we're going to go in with the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Primer. This is a really good primer for all skin types. Just get that nice and worked in. Now we're going to start with her eyes. We're going to use MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly on a dual fiber brush just all over the lid there. This is going to create a nice even base for us to work from. And then we're just going to set the Painterly with powder. You can use any powder that you like. We're going to go in with the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced, and the first color we're going to use is Peaches and Cream. This is just going to be used as an all-over kind of transition color. I use it just right there in the crease, and then I kind of dust it a little bit in the lid and stuff. Next up, we're going to go in with Puree. This is going to be kind of our real transition color. This is going to give us some really good depth. The whole palette also smells like peaches. That's what she was just doing there. Like, it smells really good. I just want to smell it nonstop. Next up, we are going to deepen the crease a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit of a smaller brush and use Charmed, I'm Sure, to kind of give us some depth as well as a shape to the eye. This is a really pretty brown. It's not too warm, which is what I like about it. So it just blends beautifully there in the corner. Next up, we're going to go in with Charmed, I'm Sure, or I'm sorry, Candied Peach. That's going to go in the middle of the lid. This is such a beautiful kind of peachy pink. I'm obsessed. Then on the very inner lid, we're going to use Nectar, and we get kind of a gradient there that is just so nice. These colors work so well with each other. Then we're going to mix in just Peachy and Candied Peach for just a little bit of a brighter color on the lid. I really wanted some more kind of pop there. Then we're going to go in with my favorite gel eyeliner. This is by Inglot. This is number 77. It's just a black on a small little angle brush. This is probably my MAC 266, but I don't know off the top of my head. But that's the one I always use, so I would imagine. Then I'm just going to set that with the Shade and Light eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to use that black and kind of set it and smooth it out. It kind of helps me create a smooth line whenever I set it with a shadow like that. Then we're just going to add some mascara because we're going to put on false lashes. Any mascara will do because the false lashes are really going to do the work for us. Then we're just going to remove any fallout. This really didn't have too much, which is what I like about this palette, but just whatever you need. I'm using the Ardell Demi Wispies and Duo Lash Glue because that's my fave. So that's what we're going to put on her today. And they're just a really nice lash, and they work good on everyone, and I love that they dim me out. Also, sorry, that was my stupid phone because I didn't put it on silent like a rookie. Alright, now we're going to go in with the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. I'm just going to go over the lash line, anywhere where the lash glue didn't dry. Next up, we're going to go in with the Graftobian HD Cream Foundation. This is my favorite foundation to use on every single person that I have in my chair ever that's existed ever. I have the gigantic palette, so I just found a color that matched her. And then I went a little bit lighter with it and then contoured with a little bit of a darker one. So that's what I'm doing there. And then of course use a wet beauty blender to blend everything in with. Always make sure, or not really wet, make sure your beauty blender is damp. It should grow, which should be very big once you're done getting it wet. And I just like to really press in the foundation to make sure it's really blended nicely. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer ever. This is the MAC Pro Longwear. I think that we did in W15 on her. It might have been NC15, but either way, just go and find your color if you like this concealer because it's really, really full coverage and you actually don't need a lot to use it. That's why I like using it. So I use 2 pumps for underneath the eyes and then also highlighting, but that's honestly probably too much. If you don't want to be that full coverage, you can use 1 pump for both eyes and highlighting, but
Me and Katie are full coverage girls, so that is what we are doing today, but you know, feel free to do whatever works best for you. Now I'm going to use the skinnier part of my beauty blender to blend in those places underneath the eye and all over the face. I really like the pointed tip because it just really gets in there nicely. I also have the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. That's just Katie being sassy and funny, but I have the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I like that one as well. It's a little bit different shaped, but it still works really, really well. So if you can't afford a beauty blender, the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge or whatever works just as great, so don't worry. I just went in with some RCMA No Color Powder. I didn't really bake her, but I like to set the under eye with that first, and then now I'm going in with the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D and highlighting underneath the eyes with it. So it's like I just like to set underneath the eyes with the white baking powder and then highlight and contour with the other ones. So of course I'm going to use the darker ones to contour. She's pretty fair, so honestly that was the lightest one in the palette and it worked. And then I probably added a little bit of the middle one, but you don't really need a lot of product. This stuff, like a little bit goes a long way, so if you use this highlighting and contouring palette, just beware, it is pigmented. So now we're going to bronze and kind of blend with MAC's bronzer and Give Me Sun. One of my favorite bronzers ever. I've had this in my kit probably as long as I've had a kit, which has been like 4 years now. It's a really good bronzer. I will say if you're too fair, then it might look orange on you, so you might want to go with a different one, but that one worked for us. So now we're going to go back in with Charmed I'm Sure and smoke out the lower lash line, and then we're going to blend it with Candied Peach and Summer Yum. So you want to place Charmed I'm Sure with a really dense brush and then use like a pencil brush to blend it out. Next up, we're going to use MAC's Peachy Keen Blush, just continuing with the Peach Party. I made her smile, so that's why she's making that face, because it's awkward. And we're just going to, of course, put that on the cheekbones and blend it in. Next up, we're going to go with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Palette. I'm using the Auburn and Caramel colors to just create Katie's perfect brow shade. If you're a professional, this palette is totally worth it because you can literally match every single person. It's impossible to not match someone. I've never had someone that I couldn't figure out. So she has a really pretty brow shape, so we just filled it in there and just added where she needed. Next up, we're going to go with my favorite highlighter ever, the Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill, by Becca, I guess technically. I am ride or die for this. I will use it until I die. Alright, then we're going to highlight her upper corner with just the lighter shade from that palette. Used a little bit of Nectar and a little bit of the white shade. Then we're going to moisturize her lips with Chanel's Moisture Balm, and then prime with MAC's Prep and Prime for Lip. And then I'm going in with the NYX Lip Liner in Natural. This is a really nice little base, no matter what color you want to use. And then I'm going to use the MAC lipstick in Coral Bliss. I love this lipstick. It's such a nice shade. You could stop here if you just wanted to, but I kind of wanted to use a little bit more color. So next up I'm going to go in with the OCC lip tart. The lip tarts actually don't look like this anymore, but they used to, in Trollop. So you can see it just kind of adds an extra little flare, and I just really love it, and I think it really kind of finishes the look and it gives it a little bit of a gloss, and it also stains for a really long time. So these, you have to make sure and like put your finger in your mouth and pull it out, you know, to get any excess so it doesn't get on your teeth, but other than that, it works really great. Alright, so just set with some Fix Plus and then you are good to go, girl.
Alright, so thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Too early. Too early.
Yeah, okay, we'll start. Alright. Alright, so thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow me.
I know, I'm just joking.
Okay, so take 75.
Yeah.
Alright, so thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.